So the challenge I got this week was similar to last videos, but this time it was shaving cream to the face. And a whole can of shaving cream to the face. And I'm gonna take a shower after this because I just worked out. Seems like a good time. Alright, let's do this. Also, just for the record, this can of shaving cream was 98 cents, so shaving cream to the face. Ta-da. So I got a lot of questions this week, so I thought I would jump on them and start early. So it's actually Tuesday night. What's your favorite Halloween costume that you've worn? What's the most embarrassing pics? Favorite would have to be this Halloween. I'm going to be Abaddon from Supernatural because I already have the red hair, so I don't actually have to do any work for it. Aside from that, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, I did a vampire because I have these these fangs that fit on my teeth. So I've done a vampire for like the last 3 years because it's just easy. Pop them on, wear clothes. But I have this Renaissance dress and I've got this big black cloak, and so just wore this Renaissance vest, put this cloak on, did the makeup and the teeth, and I was like this really bitchin', kind of almost gothic looking vampire. So I thought that was really cool. Most embarrassing just thought of one. Most embarrassing would be my freshman year of college. So we all wanted to go to Halloween parties. I didn't have money to go buy a costume, and it all kind of like snuck up on me, so I just kind of had to make do. My grandmother had sewed me this Chinese style dress, you know, with like the little toggles, and it had like the silk and the patterned silk. So I had this shirt and I had chopsticks, like for your hair. I did cat eye eyeliner, wore the shirt, put chopsticks in my hair, and said I was Asian. It's a little embarrassing because it's lame and also racist. If I could get only one type of candy whilst trick-or-treating, what would it be? Twix. Favorite Halloween tradition? I really like decorating the house and having the scary music playing. My dad, when I was younger, we went all out. We lived across from what we called the Bible Belt, and there was these 3 really super religious people. We love decorating, we love Halloween, so we would go all out. I'm talking like tons of yard ornaments and Halloween stuff, and I would dress up as a witch, and I'd have a cauldron, not even like a little one, like a full standing cauldron of candy, and, you know, scare the crap out of the kids, have the music, the moving stuff on the porch to jump out at people. I loved it, and the Bible Belt hated us. They all moved out. Not probably because of that, but it might have contributed. So I just love the whole spectacle. If I were a ghost, what would I haunt and why? I'm not particularly attached to a specific place. I am not really attached to a specific person either. If I were to die, I would probably not want to be creeping on everybody. People living their lives without me it neither bothers me nor is it something that I really feel like I need to be watching. But I would hang around like a wooded area or bits of nature, somewhere lovely and peaceful. Speaking of ghosts, if given the choice, would you become a ghost after your death? What would you look forward to doing as a ghost? I wouldn't mind the idea of reincarnation, although I don't know if I'd want to come back as a human. I like the idea of like being a tiger or an eagle, something that's simple and yet at the top of the food chain, so I'm not running in fear of my life. If I did come back as a ghost, what would I look forward to doing? I would look forward to doing everything that I want to do. I'm assuming as a ghost that I'm not tied to a place, that I can kind of move around. And I'd be like reading books that I didn't get to read, you know, getting to watch all the shows I didn't get to watch, getting to, I don't know, live vicariously, I guess. Like, oh, what if like being human, like that goes, like possess some people, go do some stuff I didn't want to do, I already didn't get to do when I was human. Yeah, so I guess nothing extraordinary, just kind of doing stuff I didn't get to do. Favorite fictional vampire? Lestat. Oh my god, there's not even a contest. Lestat. If I had a runner-up, it would be Spike. But Lestat is, in my mind, the first ultimate best vampire. I know Dracula was technically first, but Lestat, I think, took Dracula and moved it into the modern conception, I guess. It created everything that we have is based off of Anne Rice. She started it. If I could have one power, what would it be? Did you already ask this? I don't remember. I'll answer it again. It might be a different answer. I would want to fly. What's a movie, episode, urban legend, what have you that never fails to scare you? I don't really get scared per se of things that are real. I get like, if I watch a scary movie at night, I might have trouble sleeping. What genuinely terrifies me and a movie that I refuse to watch in its entirety is Saw and any of its sequels, because those are things that can genuinely happen. Somebody could kidnap you and torture you, just saying that they're teaching you a lesson, but pretty much just for the pleasure of torturing people. And that to me is terrifying. I've never been scared by like Scream or Jason or Freddy. They're kind of too cheesy. It's the atrocities that real human people commit that I find genuinely terrifying. Talk about the scariest part about yourself. I have always had anger issues. I feel like I'm getting better about them now. But when I was a kid, I was angry about a lot of things at the people that were not causing them. My first reaction when somebody hurts me is either to shut down completely and just turn that off. Like, you hurt me, I'm not gonna talk to you again. Like, it's over. Or just raging anger. Much in the same way that I rarely cry from compassion or being upset, sad. I don't really get sad cry. I get angry cry, frustrated cry. I also tend to get depressed sometimes about myself and about being a loner, which is, I guess, counterproductive, because I like being a loner. I enjoy being alone. I don't have a problem with it, but then there are times, when you wonder, am I always going to be alone? Those, I think, are the scariest parts of myself, is my kind of deadened reactions to people. It's really just one reaction. Either I'm happy or I'm angry. Because I feel that if I show sadness, that makes me weak. And it doesn't. It doesn't make me weak, but I don't know. It's just something that's ingrained. List of OTPs ranked. Number 1, forever, always, Destiel, clearly, which, if you're not in the know, is Dean Winchester and Castiel from Supernatural. I'm going to go with Mike Ross, Harvey Specter from Suits, because that one's still on, so that one's a little bit more, like, urgent, I guess. Buffy Spike and Buffy Angel tie. I waffle on those two quite frequently, depending on which episode I'm watching. So, like, if I'm watching an Angel episode, I'm so Angel, it's not even funny. But if I'm watching a Spike episode, like, season 5, 6, 7, it's clearly Spuffy. And it also depends on how I'm feeling on that day. So I can't choose between the two. I love Zoe Wash from Firefly. I love them. They are adorable, and I wish that they had had a beautiful Zoe Wash baby, because that would have just made everybody in the universe happy. Oh, wait. In front of Buffy, above, so I guess I'll bump hers down to 4th. 3rd is Rose Tyler and the Doctor. 9 or 10, preferably 10. I love Rose, and I know that a lot of people don't. I don't really care, but she's my favorite. And last but not least, Steric, Styles and Derek from Teen Wolf. But this one's kind of a third-hand ship, because I don't actively watch the show, but I know a lot of people that watch the show, and so I'm exposed to it a lot. So I've got, like I said, it's like third-hand shipping going on, so that's why they're ranked the lowest. So what made me decide to start practicing, meaning the craft? I've always been interested in mythology ever since I was preteen. I'm talking, like, I would, be 10 years old and stuff, and picking up books about Roman and Greek gods and Norse gods and all that. I just loved it. So it really kind of started with that. And then I found a book that was like the everything book. I read that in 7th grade. That's really how I got into it, I guess. I just kept buying more books and getting more into it. And for me, it is a very private thing. I don't practice with other people. Partially because I don't really know other people that do. Partially because for me, religion has always been an intensely personal subject. I've never liked talking about my beliefs, ever. It gets like this squee feeling where I'm just like, it's just really bad. Yeah, that's how I got started. And then my freshman year, I met somebody who was in a folklore class, and she wanted to do her project on me. And so there's a project on my beliefs floating around somewhere in the archives because they decided it was awesome and they kept it. So when I die, somebody's probably, like, you know, hundreds of years down the line going through the archives of my university, somebody's going to find an entire transcript of like 6 hours worth of conversation of me, and it's just, that's insane to think about. But yeah, that's how that got started. And the final question for this week was for me to issue a question to you guys. Because I love to read any and all books, my question is, pick your favorite book and pick your favorite quote and tell me what it is. And maybe a couple that I really like, I'll read them next time. Like, not the book, the quote. I'll read the quote in the video. So that's it for Question Thursday. Once again, for not next week, but the week after, submit questions, requests, dares, any need for helpful advice whatsoever, either in the comment box below, Facebook, Tumblr, or Twitter. You know the drill. So I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.